So I always have to learn the hard way, and that's why I'm making this video. But the last time I broke a lease, they charged me almost $4,000, y'all. And I didn't think it was gonna be that much, but I should have knew, because when you sign a lease, it's a legal contract, and they have something in there that says if you break the lease, we charge you this, and you can't dispute it or nothing. All right, so in this video, I'm just going to talk about how I compare apartments now, so that way I don't regret my lease after 2 months, because that's how long I was there, 2 months, and I realized this was a shitty place, and I should have never chose this. So obviously, the true cost of picking a bad place is the fees. Of course, that's the whole thing about this video. They're going to charge you at least 2 times the rent plus extra fees, and if you don't pay that in a certain amount of time, they're going to put it on your credit. Now, since you owe a debt, you're going to have a bad landlord reference, and you still have to move. You're not going to get your deposit back. So you just spending extra money that could have been avoided if you chose a good place. Okay. So it's very important. Now, quickly, I'm gonna get into this, and then we're gonna get into the video. I wanted to get into what my page is about. So this is Apartment Planning Co. I help people get approved for apartments, houses, regardless of whatever they think is gonna get them denied. I can help you get approved, and I've been doing this since 2023. So if you head to my website, apartmentplanningco.com, you can fill out this quiz based on your situation. If you are worried you'll get denied, fill out this quiz. It's gonna come up with some results and give you some next steps. And you can also book a free call with me if you are interested in my help. Now, I'm not just an approval girl, and I really I love everything about apartments. I love everything about moving. It's very fun. It's exciting. It's some people's dream, like, to get an apartment. It's especially, when you're young, you can't wait. So I did create the very first apartment hunting planner of its kind. You're not going to find anything like this. This is designed to keep you organized throughout your whole process. Now, this is the beta version. The full website is going to be much more, but there's a few tools that you can use right now. We have a comparison tracker to compare the choices that you're looking at, a tour checklist. I have a budget planner, so you can plan your moving costs, you can plan your monthly expenses, you can plan how much you need to make a month to get this apartment. There's a lot of different tools in there to help you. And right now, the beta version is live. So if you go and sign up, you can get your first free month when we launch the full site. So let's get into the video. And again, apartmentplanningco.com, and you can find out everything there. So the first thing I do is I look at the environment. I try to look at the places that I go to often and see how far it is. And that's very important, because if you are using Uber, or you're driving, if you're on the wrong side of town, it might take you 30 minutes to get back, because at 3 o'clock is rush hour. Or Ubers might be more expensive around that time, or they just going to be more expensive in general because you're farther than you thought. The next thing I look at is gentrification traps. So if you've ever seen a nice apartment or a nice house and the area is bad, that's gentrification. I don't like the tricks that they're doing. I don't understand who would, be comfortable. A lot of people buy houses, and that's where that's the people who choose that, because eventually all of the houses are going to be nice in that area. They choose one house, they fix it up, and then they put it out there, and then they usually sell it for cheap. But regardless, this is for renting, and I'm not renting no place in a bad area and paying high luxury prices. No. So next, I read the reviews. This is very important, because people don't leave reviews unless they're highly upset or they're excited or happy. So if you see a lot of 1-star reviews, definitely look for patterns and see what they have in common. And if that's a deal breaker for you, note that down and cross that off the list, because those reviews are the closest thing you're going to get to real insight into the place you're moving to. So it's very, very important. After that, I check the property. I inspect the property. If I see a lot of dog poop and dog bags and all this stuff all over the ground, and the grass too high, like everything just looks not, maintenance, then that's a con for me. It's a red flag, because if they don't care about how it looks, while you're touring or anything, then they're not going to care anytime. And it's just very important to check that. Next, I check the security. So if the gate's open all day, that's not no security that anybody can come through. I look for package rooms and Amazon lockers, because you don't want nobody stealing your stuff. It doesn't matter where you're at. Some people could steal your stuff. So these add like an extra level of security, especially if you're out of town or something. It's very important if you order a lot of stuff. I also check for parking. I either like to have a parking garage or a reserve parking. And if there's neither one of those, I'd rather the parking lot not be too crowded. So check that. If it's crowded when you tour and they don't have reserved spots, you might be in for a surprise. You might get home from work and you gotta walk 10 minutes because you gotta park on a whole other side of the complex. So definitely check that out. Now we're going to get into the interior, and this is really all about your must-haves and your deal breakers. So, it'll be personalized to you. But me personally, I like to have natural lighting. Environmental depression is real. If your apartment is always dark, even when it's sunny outside, that's not good. And that can make me depressed personally. So a tip is south-facing windows get direct sunlight all day. North-facing windows get indirect sunlight. Now, north-facing, it's not like it's just going to be pitch black, but south facing gets the most sunlight. So if you are somebody that wants a lot of natural lighting, pull out that compass on your phone and check it right then and there. And it's accurate because I've used this every time I tour. But it's very important. I keep saying very important. It's important though if you tour, closer to the end of the day or it might have been raining, you can check this and you'll get an idea. I also like to have stainless steel appliances, a walk-in closet, a walk-in shower. I love a walk-in shower, but what I don't like is when it's mold and stuff all in the grout. I asked them if that could be cleaned immediately. I hate that. It triggers me so bad. It's so disgusting. And it can be cleaned. If they say no, don't get that place. Also, balcony privacy. I like to have privacy. I don't want to be right in the middle of the apartment complex. Like, you go outside the balcony and you staring right into the pool might be right under there and right across is the apartment. You looking at somebody else's apartment, they sitting on their balcony. I like a little bit of privacy. Okay. So the ending of this video is really for you to log your properties, keep track of every pro and con immediately so you don't forget. Put them down and eliminate the ones that have the most cons. And you'll find your dream apartment. You'll find the one that aligns with your wants and your goals. And if you use my apartment hunting plan, it's going to make it so much easier. I added a distance tracker in, the beta tool. So you can actually put this place is from like 8 minutes from Walmart. This place is 20 minutes from so-and-so. But this planner is really to help you organize the whole place and help you make a good decision. Because I've been in actually like 2 bad leases. So I wish I had this when I started. So like I said, y'all, if you are interested in using that planner, head to apartmentplanningco.com/planner and you can get access to the features that are available right now, the budget tracker, tour checklist, and until the full website is ready, you can use those. We'll be launching on September 4th, so definitely sign up so you can enjoy these features. And once we launch, you'll get your first free month and you'll be able to enjoy and look at everything, and hopefully you stay. But I would love some feedback. If any of you guys are apartment hunting currently, I think you're going to love it. And nothing worse than finding a nice apartment and you realize you might not get approved. So if anybody out there is struggling to make 3 times the rent, I will have a video at the end of this video showing y'all how I got approved for my apartments, how I get my clients approved without making 3 times the rent. It's very simple and it's very doable. So definitely go check that out if you are, if that's one of your issues and where you're struggling to get approved. And I will see y'all in my next video. Definitely comment if you have any questions, like, subscribe, and I hope y'all having a good rest of the day.